Uh, hey guys, I'm ready for the match. Starting in 1 minute. Two games. Uh, Good luck and have fun. Okay. Ready to play. Let's see. They have low ratings, but you can never you can never trust the ratings here. Actually, in my team, there's an FM rated 1700. So you never know. I'm born number 2. I'm playing against Bark Vegan. 1500 rapid, 1700 blitz. This is blitz. 1400 bullet. So time travel should favor me. So I don't mind a long game, I guess. But this is very long time control. 10 plus 10 plus something, 10 plus 2 I think. Yeah, 10 plus 2. So not the time control I'm used to. Let's play the Ursoft Gambit. I'm white. I need to be myself. He goes for this. Okay, so this is not worrying. Some notifications here on the Discord. Yeah, of course the critical line was e takes d4. But knight takes e4 is not a big worry. I already get a pawn on e5. And if d5, I can just grab the pawn. So d5 is not a move. Some people play bishop c5 here. Some others play just knight to c5, rerouted to e6. Some other people play queen e7 here. I've even faced queen h4, I think. Yeah, we'll see his thinking. Finally goes for c6, which is a bit strange. I can immediately go bishop f7 and queen f3, or queen f3. Queen f3 first. His idea is if d5 and I take en passant, he takes with the knight, attacking and defending. It's actually interesting. So bishop f7, king takes, queen f3 check, knight f6, takes. Who's better and why? I give the bishop pair for that. and also trade queens. So I don't think that's good. What about queen e2? Queen f3, d5. Take, take. But queen e2? I think queen e2 he has to go knight c5 probably. I'm gonna go queen e2. So I already decided not to go for the trick on f7. Therefore, I'm gonna play knight f3 next. I think just castle. I think I have a pleasant position with that pawn on e5. I don't really need to try and be too aggressive here. Just develop normally. There might be a case for trying to castle long as well, but feels suspicious. Yeah, so I'm gonna go knight f3 and castle. If bishop e7, his pieces are a bit weird. But yeah, I could play knight c3 or a developing move instead of castling, but yeah, I will just castle. Maybe I can bring the rook fast to d1 also, create some problems. Although after castling, if rook d1, he can actually play d5, right? d5. Bishop f4, d5 is also a move. Yeah. Bishop 45 takes, and rook d1. Yeah, let's do this. So if d5 take en passant, bishop takes d6, rook d1. Ah, he wants to grab the bishop pair. Yeah, that could happen eventually. It's okay, shit happens. It's not the worst. Bishop d3 takes, I take with the queen, so there's no d5. That's my main option right now. b4 takes, 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 takes. Looks also interesting then to follow up with knight c3. But bishop d3 takes, takes. I can follow up with knight c3 fast as well. What does he do? Bishop a6, b4, c5. Just defend it. Yeah, so I'm gonna go for the simplest option. Maybe instead of taking, he could have tried d5. Not sure. Anyway, bishop a6 here. I think I miscalculated. Was considering b4, but I cannot go b4. So bishop a6, maybe rook d1. Knight a6. Okay, that makes some sense. Well, I guess rook d1, because I cannot really prevent the knight from landing on c5 or b4. So I will just move my queen when that happens. Queen back to e3, maybe. Defending relevant squares. Now my rook is doing the job that the queen was doing, preventing d5 and or d6. And now I might bring my knight. I'm not really interested in trading many pieces, but I don't want to block my rook, so oh, didn't see that one. Okay, now bishop c5 is a move, but I'm not worried. Yeah. So queen e2, queen d2, queen d3, many tempting options. I guess queen d3 makes sense. Queen d2 also makes sense. Let's go queen d2. Knight c3 next. If b4, maybe I just move the queen to d3, which is a funny pendulum, but then I would be preventing bishop a6, I would be enabling knight e2. Okay, didn't go for that, so knight c3. This knight wants to come here. I'm keeping this pawn there, and I think that's my main advantage in this position, if any. I don't have the bishop pair, I don't have the light square bishop, so it's not that I can attack h7. But yeah, this pawn is annoying. I guess he can try f6, because d6 is never gonna work. f6. Hey James, what's up? Is he gonna give me that bishop? I'd love to see that happening. I didn't think a lot. Maybe there was a point in thinking with the pawn. I don't know. Long time no see, James. How are you? I'm doing all right. Just have a lot of work lately, many things to do, but that's good. How are things going over there? Okay. Now that there's no dark square bishop for my opponent, rook d6 makes sense to double rooks, but he wants to play b4, so I need to think. b4, if I take, he takes, he threatens rook and queen. Then queen e1, maybe it's an option. But I could also prevent all of that by not allowing it. Interesting. Not sure what I'm achieving with rook there anyway. Maybe I could attack instead. Let's try to attack instead. Now if before I didn't really think what to do, but I guess I have more options. Queen f5, a4. Rook there is interesting. So let's bring the queen here. If knight d4, I go. Knight d4 is. Oh, knight d4 he cannot. I have two pieces there. What am I thinking? Knight c5 he can. Because with my queen here, I'm enabling some d6, d5 at some point with some tricks. But he still has to move the knight, and if he moves the knight, I have time to move my queen. So now he should get scared of some attacking ideas that I might have with my queen over here. And then maybe I go for the other plan, rook d6, doubling rooks. We'll see. How's the match going? 0-0. Okay, we're doing fine. Bishop a6. Now rook d6 makes a lot of sense because d7 is going to be weak. Let's do it. Now my queen is perfect on f5. There are no tricks with his bishop anymore. If b4, well, I could just double rooks. I'm not sure who has more chances to get back ranked in this position. Doubling rooks, taking on b4 and then doubling. That gives action to his rook. Knight g5, he has to trade. Okay, I'll go for this. If b3, maybe I'm gonna hang this pawn after c3, knight c5. Yeah. So maybe if b3, I double rooks. Then knight c5, c takes b3. Wait, what? But that completely allows and forces me to play this. I guess he wants bishop d5, which is a bit interesting. Okay, let's go b3. I mean, it's like the obvious move to do. And after bishop d5, I think I will just go rook d1 anyway. My rook is perfectly safe on d6 for the moment, and I'm also threatening to win a piece, so he needs to be careful. And I have this defended. If necessary, I can always go back here. That saves the threat. And one idea is to go h4, h5, h6. And whenever he plays g6, I will go queen d3, right? Another idea is to force the knight trade. I don't know why, because then I lose the c2 pawn. My bishop is not working. So bishop here could be interesting, because if he gives the knight, I can attack him more. Many tempting options. I have to do one. So let's do one. Yeah, this, at least this dual purpose attack and some prophylaxis against back rank mates. Alright, I hang the c2 pawn, but I guess I can take on d7 and I still have an attack. I have everything else defended. It's very equalish. It looks very equalish. I like my rook and my queen. I don't really like a lot my bishop. But at least we're down to 3 minutes, both of us now. Maybe rook d6 could be an idea. I see he has weaknesses, so maybe I can do something about them. I'm also putting pressure to f7. Maybe rook a7 is my next move. He has queen c5. He does not have queen c5 anymore. But rook a7, he wants c4, I guess. c4 I take, and b3. It's a pretty interesting idea. I could go queen d3 here for safety. But then he's got c4 anyway, takes knight c5. He definitely has some pressure. Okay, what if I go queen d5 here? He's got knight d4. Huh. Knight d4. This is getting tricky. It's getting really tricky. Knight d4, rook c7 would be a blunder because of queen d1 check, knight f3 check. Oh no, knight f3, I have my queen. Yeah, it's not a blunder. Okay, knight d4, I can go rook c7. And I need to check, I have king h2, and I'm safe. So yeah, the trick of queen d1 and the discovery doesn't work because I take with the queen. That works. And I thought taking on c5 with rook or with queen. What's best? It's tricky. I guess I'll take with queen so that I keep the knight under attack. He cannot take on a4. If knight e6, which looks normal, I might just defend the pawn. Wait a second, he's attacking my rook. So I need to go queen c2, which is not ideal, I have to say, but I need to save my material. Yeah, this is a critical position for an ending. b3 is coming. Need to be fast with f5. This guy plays very well. I might be losing. If I want to have a chance. I'm losing an exchange here after 93. b2, rook takes, rook b8. Or he can hang checkmating 1. Wow. I was completely lost. Yeah, I thought b2, rook takes d3, b1, rook b8 to prevent the checkmate. Rook d1, b1 equals queen, rook takes, and I have bishop and pawn for the rook, and I need to pray because I have a pawn on a light square on the a file, but I was I wasn't sure whether I would win his a pawn, and then I would probably have a fortress, but I was completely fighting for the draw, nothing else. So we have a check Benoni without the c4 pawn. Um, So he's got bishop b5 check. I don't know if it is of any purpose. Yeah, bishop b5 check, knight bd7. I would be pinned for a couple of moves, so maybe f4 is stronger in that line. I don't know. A4. I'm gonna go knight bd7 first. I don't need to go a6 yet. But I think now I should, because if I go knight f8, bishop e5 check, I need to go back. I can go back with the other knight, which is funny. Yeah, bishop e5 check, knight 6 to d7, then knight g6, and I'm prepared to play f5. Yeah, that's funny. And not terrible, I think. He's done it. I'll take this. No f4 anymore. Okay, so we're winning 3-1. I'm gonna castle, so I'm pinned now. I don't really want to play a6 if I'm not forced to. Yeah, many times I end up with a knight on h8. It's not the worst. It's not the worst. I can also go bishop f6. Nah, let's bring the knight to h8. I like calling this knight the Jababa knight. Also g5 is free now. For my future trades, I want to trade this terrible bishop for this great bishop. Not now, because of this knight, but in the future. Like now. He wants knight f5, which makes sense. So bishop g5, if f4 I can take. Bishop f5, if knight f5, I can just move. Maybe bishop takes c1 is an option, followed by knight f6. Yeah, I think I can go bishop g5. And if bishop takes g5, which I didn't consider, I guess I have to take it with the queen. Yeah. A knight on h8, there is no mate. Or is it a fate? A knight on h8 is terrible, but it will not be. So here I thought bishop c1. The alternative is knight b8. and I don't think I want that knight b8, although not the worst. It's not the worst. Oh, bishop g5 he has. Yeah, so let's take here. And now knight f6. I don't think he can sacrifice anything. So knight f6, and very, very slowly I'm gonna build a blockade on the dark squares. I guess he can try to fight that idea playing f4 fast. f4. Not sure what to do against f4. Maybe knight g4. Oh, that. So if knight h7, queen g4, well, I can also take his knight now and or play h6. Knight takes e4 is also a move. Knight takes e4. Knight takes e4 looks like I'm winning a pawn. It's opening some lines and some squares for his pieces. Like the bishop can go back to d3, but not immediately. So takes e4 looks like a good move to me. Queen g4. Knight takes e4, queen g4, maybe just queen g5. Yeah. No, wait. Knight takes e4, queen g4, queen g5. Knight takes his queen is hanging. If queen takes e4, I take the knight. Yeah, knight takes e4. I like it. And he has knight takes g7, which I didn't see, but the bishop is protecting g4 now. So I'm fine. Or that. Yeah, he also had that, of course. So I was not winning a pawn, obviously. Why didn't I consider the check? The only check he had. Okay. Let's go rar. Let's open my king. Bishop f5 was probably better. But okay. Maybe my king is gonna be safe somewhere. I think I'll play a6. Or bishop d7. What about bishop d7? We're winning the match 4-3. A draw wouldn't be that terrible after all. Nah, let's play a6. Not sure where to put my king. 3 pieces out. Maybe he tries g4, g5. Ah, so queen g5, f4, queen takes g3. So queen g5. Let's see. My Java Knight will find a purpose soon. Wow, he goes for that, giving up 2 pawns to probably try to kill my king. Hey civilian, what is up? I don't really need to take the second pawn. I'm not forced to. I could play something different, like e4. Because after all, if queen f4, he trades queens, he's gonna regain one of the pawns anyway, the f4 pawn. But that gives me tempi for my knight and rooks to play, so it might actually be good. Because the alternative e4. Yeah, okay, let's do it. Rook g1, check, king h7, or king f7. Yeah, let's do this. I guess he's gonna trade and go rook f1. And I'll bring my knight to e5 or g5. And I'll be a pawn up. I think on e5 makes more sense. How are you doing, civilian? Quarantined, yeah. But okay, that's good. Yeah, I'm playing a match here. He doesn't go immediately after my pawn. He wants to go after my king. He's intending to double rooks on the g file, so I think I'll go knight g5 instead of knight e5. Reached 2k on chess. Oh, nice. And then fell down back to 1930. Well, that's good. He might try to sacrifice there. I don't think it works. He lost some tempi, I think, because now if he goes after the f4 pawn, the rook is no longer going to be pinning my knight. We're only allowed to leave to get supplies here. We're in complete lockdown. Yeah, same as here. Same as here. Bringing a rook to the e5 square looks normal. King f7, king f6 also. But I think I prefer to put all of my pieces in play first and then bring the king, because there are so many pieces still. We're in a smart lockdown, which means I can go outside for a walk, but that's about it. Oh, we cannot do that. We should not do that. We can be fined. Here you can only go for a walk under medical prescription. Or if you have a dog, you can go for a very small walk because the dog needs it. So bishop e8, rook f1. Let's just do one move. It's his turn. We have good weather here, and cops have to patrol the beaches and send people home. Yeah. I think that happened here before as well. Isn't that a free pawn? Ah, he takes with the rook. And if king f6, no, king h7. Nah. So king h7, pawn takes c5, knight h3. c6 takes. Rook c4. Rook c4 is a problem there. Ah, but takes bishop c8. Okay, king h7. I'm pinning my knight. We're winning 5-3. Our board number 1 lost and won. So that's good. Okay, he defended against the threat. And now I have no plan. Let's just do a random move. This game seems hard, yeah. Maybe he tries rook c4. Yeah, that's sort of a problem. Yeah. Well, life is tough. I'm ping. So rook c5, bishop c6 could be a potential idea. I don't believe it. I think I'm going to play f4. You can play rook e3. Rook e3 I cannot play, that's for sure. Okay. So bishop c6. Is bishop c6 working here? It looks good, but I have no threat. That's a problem. Yeah, because the pawn is defended. And 94 check doesn't look good either. Nah, I'll just start pushing. So it's not the end of the world losing that pawn. Still equal material, and he still, you know, he still has some weaknesses. So do I. This should be around equal, I guess. unless I keep missing moves. So rook here, rook c7, rook d6. I think I have everything under control. Then rook takes f4. Rook here, yeah. Rook c7, rook e7, and there's no d6. There's no d6 because I'm protecting it. And there's no bishop e8. Well, there's bishop e8. It's a move. There's no bishop f5. There's also that. This guy is greedy. Now he's a pawn up. Rook b6 maybe. Rook b6, bishop h3 to follow up with bishop g2, knight h3. I don't know. I might lose this one. Yeah. This guy's playing good. So rook takes f6, I might take on f1. So I think he has to play rook f2. Or maybe taking on f1 is not good. Well, yeah, that's what I thought. Now my bishop is not going to be great on f2, on g2, but we'll have a threat. He can try d6 now instead of trading on d6. Not sure how that works. Or after trading, he can try knight d1. Yeah, so he tries that. So what's the deal with rook d7? What did he calculate there? We're also short on time. Maybe he wanted just rook takes a6 and trade many pawns. But I like that endgame, that ending for me. I like it a lot. Okay. I might continue with rook a6 just to keep it simple instead of knight h3. If king e3, rook a6. Bishop d3 would have prevented rook a6. Rook a6, right? He has no good threat that I can think of. And if knight d1 or knight d5 to go to e3 or f4, maybe knight h3 at that moment. So bishop f5 prevents. That's actually forcing me to do this. It's a very strange move, unless I miss something. Very strange move. Now the knight will never attack g2. Maybe he just wants to block on f2, but... Oh, really? Can you do that? Maybe I missed something, yeah. So f2, knight takes f2. Is he checkmating me? If I take here, check. Wow. That is amazing. That is amazing. Might need to play f2, and I don't want to. If rook d8, I have to go to g7. If I go to e7, I lose the rook. Wait, what? Now I don't lose the rook. Bishop d3, bishop f5, rook h6 check. But still, I have king e5. And bishop takes d3 is my next move, if he allows. And he has to move the bishop. But I won on time. This was still not easy. I think bishop e2 or bishop c4, I don't know. Bishop e2 looks not... We won! Yes! Wow, good job. So bishop e2, and I can promote anytime. And that should be a draw, but I can play for the wing, bishop and rook versus rook, but he still has 2 pawns. So I was considering after bishop e2 going after the c2 pawn with a move like rook a2. And the f2 pawn is not in danger yet. So yeah, I assume this position is winning. Thank you, guys. I assume this position is winning, but still a lot of work to do. However, I think he misplayed. Back here, after king e3, how are you protecting it? With taking on c2. Sorry, let me go back to the final position. So I thought bishop e2, rook a2, and if king a3, just rook takes c2. Because if he takes on f2, his bishop is pinned, I can go bishop g4 and win the bishop. Or bishop d3. Yeah, bishop g4 better, probably. So, yeah. Anyway, I think he completely, let me go back, he completely. But then you still have a pawn and a rook versus rook and bishop. Yes, but I took one of the pawns. Yes. But I mean, I would win the piece, which is my goal. If I promote, I win the piece. If I decide not to promote, it was good to see that I can still win the piece. Because otherwise it would be an immediate draw. Rook and bishop versus rook and bishop. So I think he misplayed here. But to be honest, it was time trouble, so I did a good job prolonging the game to this point. I think rook d8 is an immediate draw because I cannot go to e7. And I must repeat with king g7. If I go to e7, there's rook e8 check, king d7 only move, knight c5 check, winning the rook. So after rook d8, I'm forced to go back to g7. And that is a draw if he wants. Rook d7, rook d8. I was tempted though to calculate whether I can give up the rook to promote, but I cannot. He always has rook f2, rook f8, because my king is on the d file. Even after knight c5 check, his rook still on e8, so I cannot get to the e file. So yeah, this was an easy draw for him. Rook d8, rook d7, that he didn't see. So I guess it was a good attempt to play knight g5. The thing is, I think if I play rook takes a5, I'm checkmated. I saw you couldn't take on a5 and that knight g5 was necessary. Well, knight g5 is not really necessary because as far as I'm defending the f6 square with the, what I cannot do is take on a5 because if I stop defending f6, he's got a checkmate. But knight g5 is not necessary if I keep the rook on a6, but I don't have another useful move. The other alternative move for me was f2. f2, knight takes f2, knight takes f2, rook takes f2. He's attacking my bishop, so I cannot take on a5, then something like bishop d5. And I hope I will be able to take on a5 and play a pawn down endgame. That was the alternative, a pawn down endgame. That's why I went knight g5. Yeah, f2 just loses the pawn. It's not bad. I mean, it's not getting checkmated as after rook takes a5. Rook takes a5, rook check here, king here, rook f7 check, and knight f6 check and checkmate. f2, rook d7. No, rook d7 I have king f8. As long as my rook is defending f6, I'm not checkmated. Rook f7, king g8. And now he can still take on f2 and we transpose to the other line except with my king on g8. But if he tries knight f6 check, I just take it. I just take it and then I promote and I grab his rook and I'm a piece up. Probably a draw, but a piece up. So yeah, the thing was to keep the rook defending f6, so knight f6 doesn't work for him. But I still decided to go knight g5 instead of my other two alternatives, which were f2 and knight f4, because I think this is more critical. I'm defending f7, so he never has rook f7 anymore, so he only has the check on d7, d8, and I'm threatening to maybe trade knights. Who knows? I mean, yeah, it's more critical. If you play knight f6, the knight cannot take on f2. Right. Yes, exactly. You wanted everything. But yeah, here rook d8 was an immediate draw, and he didn't see it. He probably didn't see the knight c5 trick. Good thing I saw it. So if he plays rook d8, I would have not blundered, and I would have achieved the draw. Knight c5 is hard to see. Not so hard to see. It's a very forcing line. I mean, after rook e8 check, I have one legal move. Anyway, after knight f2, yeah, he should be lost. Although the position still equal material. But I think I played well. Yeah, so this is the first occasion where I can already promote and get the bishop and rook versus rook. But here he lost on time. I guess bishop f5 is the kind of move you don't like to face when you're with 10 seconds on your clock, and after the check and king e5 fast, his time ran out. If it was me, I would have gone bishop e2 immediately. Like, it's the only logical move besides bishop c4 and bishop b5, but you don't have time to calculate whether you can afford bishop c4 or bishop b5. Looks drawish to me. Yeah, good news is I have the draw whenever I want it. For instance, after bishop e2, if I want the draw, immediately I can go bishop takes c2, just that. King takes, promote, he takes, and I have a drawn rook and pawn versus rook endgame. Easily drawn. So if I want the draw, I have it. So I'm the one playing for the win, even though position should be a draw. Okay, tough games, huh? For a 1700 player. Oh no, he's 1500 now. Really tough games. Yeah, he's 17 in some time control, not in this one. No, this was not my opponent. This was my opponent. Yeah, he's 1700 in blitz. I've seen much weaker 1700s, honestly. And 1500 in this time control. And I think he played very well. You, for example. No, tough games, but I managed to win both, and I think I can confirm I'm the only one in the team who won both games. So big part of the victory. Yeah, feels good because the last round it was terrible. All right, I have to go. I have an appointment now in 5 minutes. Um, was good to see you in the chat, guys, and I'll see you soon. Hey, Camel Clutcher, nice, thank you. It was really tough games. Uh, but yeah, anyway, we won by a big margin, right? 3 points. It wasn't that close. But yeah, tough games. It looks like in most boards it was 1-1. Hmm. Okay, see you next time, guys. Have a good rest of the day and a good week. Bye bye.